What does it mean to truly see the street? Is it about the careful construction of a moment about to happen? Or it's about the relentless pursuit of the unexpected and the urge to grab this fleeting in a second moment? Fishing versus hunting. Today we're going to speak about these two and we'll try to figure out which one is better for you. Look closely. What do you notice in these moments? One feels deliberate, almost staged, while the other one bursts with energy and raises a different emotion in us. Actually, there's a rhythm to the streets. These are not just two different shooting styles, they represent fundamental approaches to working on the street. Understanding these distinctions can unlock a wide range of new possibilities for you. So prepare to see the streets and your own personal approach in a new light. Are you waiting for the perfect street photograph or you're chasing it? First, let's speak about fishing. Think of fishing as a more passive or more structured or engineered image than the one that we get from hunting. With fishing, everything is about pre-visualizing and staging. So first of all, you would walk on the street and you will search for something interesting, an interesting backdrop, an interesting architectural element, or a place where the light is falling on an interesting way, and create this beautiful patch of light and shadow with just exact space for our subjects to land in. And once we found that kind of place, it's all a matter of patience. Now we just need to wait. We need to wait for the right subject. We need to wait for him to come from the right side. And we need to wait for him to do the exact movement that we anticipate and we think will work better for our image. For example, in this particular place, I was standing for maybe about 15 minutes. There were multiple people passing through. I really liked that mesh with the Jerusalem written on top. And I was just waiting for something suitable, something that will connect better to the place, to the sense of place where we are. So I took maybe 10, 15 photographs of random people passing by. There were photographs with silhouettes, there were photographs of shapes of people, but eventually I liked the photo with the girl passing through the most. Actually, there is something about fishing. Once you kind of recognize and find that place that you really like, there will be someone who will pass through. I don't know, maybe it's like a photographer's luck. At least that's how it happens for me. I go to a place, I stay there, and after several minutes, something happens. When it doesn't happen is when the actual fishing spot was not good enough and I didn't have enough patience to stay there and wait. So apart from the passing subject, we have a very big emphasis on the background here and about how the elements play in the scene. We really try to pinpoint every possible compositional elements. I know photographers that will come back to the certain place every single day, sometimes even during different seasons, just to catch that particular light. This kind of light on that particular street, you can get only during the month of September. I try to go there in different months and I never get that light. It's just the angle of the sun just does not fall in the same way. So now I will be waiting until September, until the light is right, so I can try to capture something similar in that place. The fishing techniques requires from you to be patient and observant. If you're a patient person, if you can stay in one place for a longer period of time, perhaps that one is for you. The fishing technique can be a good fit for people who don't like confrontation. It's the chances for confrontation when you're fishing are significantly less. You're already there, you're occupying the space, and the person is entering that space. You're not intruding them, they're kind of intruding you. You might be noticed that sometimes when you're fishing and you're trying to take a shot, people will actually stop and they will try to let you take the shot before they enter into the scene. So this method is significantly less confrontational than a hunting one, where you need to get in front of the people. And to elevate these shots, you, apart from just the person passing through, you wait for some specific gesture, something that is unique. Because as much as beautiful these kind of photographs can be, the biggest problem with them is that potentially another photographer can come to exactly the same place, engineer the shot in exactly the same way, and wait for a subject to enter the scene in a very similar way that you did. Yes, it will be a different subject, maybe it will wear something different, but because these images rely so strongly on the background and the structure of the image, the person is just the final touch, is just a little touch there. What I'm trying to say is that you need to try to elevate the core image strength, to do it unique in a certain way that it will be harder to replicate by someone else. So now let's speak about hunting approach. Hunting is more active and more reactive. You're actively walking on the street and searching for something to happen there. And your camera is ready and you're ready to react at any moment that something is happening. You have your settings set and you're ready for anything that comes your way. With hunting, you need to be very quick. You need to kind of see that something is about to happen there and be at that in, like, take the extra steps and position yourself correctly as the moment is about to happen. And when the moment is happening, you're just pressing your shutter, which means that the emphasis in that technique is on the decisive moment, that little moment when composition, light, form, and the human element, they all come together into a meaningful image. But because you have this emphasis on the decisive moment and you're basically hunting for moments, there's less emphasis on background. Yes, you need to compose thoughtfully. You need to pay attention that nothing in the background is taking over the importance of the story, of the image that you want to tell. But the emphasis is on the story itself, on what is happening in that particular moment. And with hunting photography, you need to be ready for potential interaction with people, because you're photographing people, and you usually need to come close and get really involved in what they're doing. Some people might be okay with this, but some people might be a little bit confrontational. I have a video about how to get close and how to deal with confrontational people somewhere around here. But generally speaking, try to avoid confrontation as much as possible. Try to be brave, bold, to get into the scene, but also soft and nice when you are there, so you will be allowed to stay there without any confrontations. Every one of these two approaches is training a different skill set in you. Actually, the fishing part is also the composition training part. When you're carefully planning how your final image will look like and you're anticipating the place where your subject will pass, you're actively developing your compositional skills. And these compositional skills that you're learning during the times you're fishing will greatly benefit you on the times when you're hunting, because then you will not just jump on the subject and be completely overwhelmed and taking photos of him. You will actively plan and look around from which angle to approach it better, because you have the compositional knowledge that you learned while you are fishing. Now, when we know a little bit more about these two methods, we can kind of try to understand which one is better for who. I would say that if you're a beginner photographer and you're just learning about composition and try to find your way on the street, I would probably start with fishing. It's less confrontational, you can take your things easy, and it also touches your creative side. You feel that you're in control on the street. You go to a place, you find yourself a nice corner, engineer your shot the best way you can, wait for someone to come in and see the results. You do it once, twice, 10 times, 50, 100, and when it becomes your second nature, you can start and be more involved in the hunting approach. Because jumping straight into the hunting approach from being a beginner, it's very difficult. You basically have no composition skills. You don't know how to deal with people on the street. You can get very quickly in trouble and get discouraged. And the results that you will bring back home will not encourage you to photograph more. You will be like, oh, I'm going outside. It's so difficult to find something. And also the results also so. And my technical knowledge is not so good. So stick at the beginning with the fishing technique. I think that can be a good transition into the hunting photography. But hey, if you're a bold person and you feel comfortable interacting with people and that's your drive, who I am to tell you not to do that? Just go and do your thing. And you need to understand that a part of learning different skills with both methods, they also feel very differently. The hunting photographs, they're more bold, they have more intensity in them. When the fishing photographs, they're more calm, they're definitely prettier, and you will most likely get more likes on these ones. So maybe if you're beginning in street photography, you should focus first on this one so you can build your audience. But the hunting one are the one that are more unique. They're harder to get, but they're more rewarding when you get them. Photographs of moments and photographs that are related to hunting, they're waking the photojournalist in you, someone who is actively looking for stories and say something with his photography rather than just photographing beautiful pictures. If you're a beginner in a hunting style of photography, don't worry about the settings and don't worry about the composition. Try to capture the moments first. And later on, when you're not so happy how these moments came up, you will try to figure out how to fix it, both technically and compositionally. So I'm contradicting myself as usual, but it's only because you can do things in many different ways. And there are so many different people, and everybody is more suitable for one thing more than another. If you ask me, as a beginner, I would start with fishing and then slowly divert into hunting. And you will ask, well, Gil, how do you shoot? I do both. I like fishing because it straightens my compositional skills, and I like just walking around and find interesting corners in the cities and in the places I'm traveling to. And it's also something that I kind of take as a warm up, as my way to get into the zone of the hunting. I will go around, walk around, look into different places, observe light, try to capture some different pictures. But I will always keep one eye open on my surroundings and what is happening there because the nature of the hunter is there. I actually like the streets because I just like to walk around on the streets. I don't like to stay in one place and wait for something to happen there for hours. People who know me, I'm not a good fisherman. I can stay for 5, maybe 10 minutes, but if nothing is happening, I'm done. I will just walk around and search for something else. But maybe I should wait more and insist more, and that way maybe I will have better photos. Anyways, I hope you liked that video. If you have any questions, down in the comments, and if you liked, subscribe and see you next time.